How's it going, everybody? This is Jason Ostrowski, and welcome to another episode of the Everything Real Estate Podcast. Today, we are diving deep into AHS Home Warranty and how it can help your buyers and sellers save time, money, and a whole lot of headaches both during the transaction and long after closing. Joining me is Bob Davoli, Northeast Region Director for American Home Shield, and we're going to break down what you need to know about this potentially powerful tool for your business. We'll discuss the new AHS video app that puts a certified pro at your fingertips, break down pricing tiers so you know which plan fits your client best, and how agents can use the home warranty as a real marketing tool to differentiate listings. We'll also touch upon some discounted items for AHS customers that can help homeowners cut costs on valuable projects, repairs, and upkeep in their homes. So let's get right into today's episode with my special guest, Bob Davoli. Today we're talking home warranties with my special guest, Bob Davoli, Northeast Region Director for American Home Shield. Bob, thanks for joining me today. How's everything going on your end?
It's going great, Jason. How's it going with you today? Thanks for having me.
Hey, I'll tell you what, this weather is absolutely gorgeous outside. I know you're on the other side of the state, but I think as Pennsylvanians, we can both agree that you can't beat this weather.
Absolutely. Yeah, mid-70s all week. Can't beat it for sure.
Every day, all day, I'll take this weather. So anyway, I'm glad to have you on because I like to call this episode one of those eat your vegetables episodes, right, for our agents, because we're going to talk and we're going to inform today our audience about AHS warranty information and how a little knowledge can go a long way with agents and their clients and potentially save our people a lot of time, money, and headaches when it comes to the dream of home ownership, as we like to say, right? So, Bob, are you ready to get into this with me today?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. So I know we spoke a little bit beforehand, and really when it comes to home warranties, I want our agents to understand what separates AHS from everybody else. So to start off, I want to know for agents and their clients, what are the top 2 or 3 ways an AHS home warranty reduces friction during a transaction and after a closing?
Absolutely. So, the first thing is during the list period, you could put the warranty on the listing, help make the listing stand out. And the best part about it is you don't pay anything until the home closes. So all through the list period, you can opt for the seller coverage that can help protect the seller during the home inspection too. So there can be some potential coverage there. And if the home never sells, you never have to pay for the warranty. So we're really partnering in it with you. Home never sells, you never get paid, we don't get paid either. And then post-closing, we see so many claims come in as soon as the home closes in the first 60 days that is a great resource, obviously, for the buyer to be able to call us and not involve any of the parties back into that situation that were involved in the transaction, both the seller, the buyer, and the agents alike. So it helps in that way as well.
You know, I can tell you firsthand, when I bought my first home, I had a home warranty and I must have used that thing like 5 or 6 times the first year. And actually, that's the conversation that I have with my clients when I go out there and I talk about the virtues of having a home warranty attached as a marketing tool when we're actually selling a property. And it really makes a lot of sense. Like you talked about the seller coverage. When the pandemic started and we went through this pandemic market, as you know, buyers were waiving their home inspections. And so it came real easy to sell a home regardless of what was in it, what was going on with the vital, utilities and everything. And so the home warranty as a marketing tool kind of diminished. But now we're seeing that come back because buyers are starting to have their home inspections again. We're starting to see home warranties really establish themselves again. And I think now is a perfect time to have you on the podcast to talk about this because, again, attaching this as a marketing tool to a potential listing is a huge deal. And for the things you just talked about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree. Timing is great right now. Also, we have the sign writers available. So we're starting to see those come back a little bit. And also thinking about any listings that are out there, you can go back and add the warranty onto the listing at any time before closing. So if you're having a conversation around a price adjustment or what have you, or the home's been sitting a little bit longer, then add the warranty and help it stand out.
I think that's a great point. And, you know, as agents, we've seen plenty of home warranty companies through the years, right? As agents, they're always around us, right? We're always aware of them. With everybody vying for a piece of that home warranty pie, right? What separates AHS from its competitors, from everybody else? What's your value pitch to every agent listening?
Absolutely. So, and the thing I'm most excited about, I've been with the company actually 18 years today. And the newest thing that we have is the technology. We have built a consumer-facing app that the homeowner can access for all things related to their home warranty. And with that, the homeowner can also access our virtual experts in the trades of HVAC, plumbing, electrical, handy person services as well, and appliances also. So from a technology side, that's something we haven't had before that we've invested for our homeowners to have a great experience. Also, we have nationwide coverage and market managers spread out across all over the country to support our real estate professionals that we work with. Additionally, our network of over 17,000 contractors are all vetted, licensed, and insured. That is a convenience measure for the homeowner to be able to access that network when they have a problem. And then we can locate that contractor for them so that they don't have to do that themselves. And then lastly, I would say, Jason, is our renewal rate. You mentioned on your particular home using it 5 times. Well, we know there's a direct correlation to using the home warranty. If they use it, they see the value in it and they renew it. Currently, we have 78% of our homeowners renewing their home warranty. So that just illustrates that they're seeing that value in it.
That's a great point, because I can tell you firsthand, I probably renewed mine maybe the first 5 years that I was in my property for that reason, right? It came in handy. I used it. I believed in it. Eventually, when things got fixed to the point where I didn't need to fix them anymore, I kind of drifted away from renewing it. But I always think about that, like, where can that come in handy nowadays? And you can never have enough protection. I had a client, they went away on vacation. Their water heater blew while they were away. They actually did not have a home warranty. And, you know, these are the things you think about as an agent and moving forward. How can I protect my people as much as I possibly can? All right. So I want to talk about, and speaking of claims, I want to walk through a typical claim if we can for you, because a lot of agents out there may tell their clients, call the home warranty company and, use this number, call the warranty company, see what you can do. But a lot of us don't know from start to finish what the claim process is like. So can we talk about contacting and trying to find a resolution to everything? What are some of the common pitfalls agents should set expectations around for their clients, and how does AHS address them?
Yes, definitely. So the first is what you said about calling us first, and we make that very simple in terms of placing the claim. We get the call where they didn't call us first and they replaced it, that's when coverage could not apply. So that's definitely a potential pitfall. But it's also a benefit to call us first for the reasons I mentioned earlier about having access to the network, having access to our purchasing power. And so just making sure that you tell the homeowner that they should call us first. But with the app that I mentioned earlier, also you can go online and place the claim. You can place the claim over the phone. We've made that whole process very simple to connect the homeowner to the contractor and set that appointment.
Yeah, I think convenience is a big part of this. With anything in life, right? People want it to be easy, accessible, and simplified for them, right? And I know home warranties are no different than anything else. I think the more streamlined it is, the more they're going to be comfortable with not only calling, but renewing that home warranty, knowing that they're getting great service on the other end. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I want to talk about real world examples because I do feel like this is where agents can really relate to having issues with their clients and how they've been resolved by using a home warranty. So can you give us a real world example of a claim AHS has handled in the past or currently and has saved the homeowner a lot of money and also made their agent look fantastic?
Sure. Yeah, I have two examples actually. The first is we had a claim come through the other day, and the claim ended up costing us just under 5,000 for an appliance. We're seeing that on appliance claims, about 45% of the claims are coming in on appliances that are under 5 years old. And when we changed our product a few years back, we increased the limits on how much we would pay per appliance based on the plan that they have. So if you have our Shield Plus plan, it covers up to 4,000 per appliance. And if you have our Shield Complete plan, it covers up to 7,000 per appliance. That's really important for agents to know, because if you look at other warranties out there, they don't necessarily have the high limit that we would have. And so that offers the homeowner financial protection in that instance where that's how much their appliance actually cost. They're going to get that back for what they had in there. So it'd be more of a like for like scenario. So, I mean, with the warranty cost being anywhere from say $500 to $1,100 based on the state that they're in, that is almost, 5 times the savings of what they paid for the warranty.
Yeah, I mean, that's good information to know, especially from an agent-centric point of view. We want to know what the allowance is because we're feeding this information to our clients, right? When we're out on listing appointments, when we're talking to buyers, during our buyer consultations, we want to know this plan inside and out.
Yeah, and as you can imagine, if you got a different plan in that situation, and let's just say it covered a much lower amount, but that's how much that appliance cost, their expectations may be a little bit off from what they're, thinking it's going to do.
It's always about setting the expectation, right?
Sure.
And so having this information will help us do that with our clients. And so I want to follow up on those plan tiers and breaking them down a little bit, because ultimately this is what agents want to know. Okay, what's it going to cost my clients? What is it going to cost me if I choose to have a home warranty at my house? So let's talk about the typical cost ranges and service fee options, because there's always options that you can put on all home warranties. How should agents maybe frame this value without quoting exact prices as well, right? Easily digestible for our clients to understand.
Sure. And that's really important to make it as easy as possible for you to obviously introduce the home warranty. And we certainly don't expect you to be experts in any way. That's why we're there, to be there for you every step of the way. So the moment you get a question you don't know, please call us. Please call our team. We have local representatives right there for you. And the price does vary by state. And just as an example, in New Jersey, it's a little bit higher than it is in Pennsylvania. So I would say quote a range. In Pennsylvania, as an example, maybe $525 to $840. But the great part is that they all build off of each other. So you don't have to necessarily know the ins and outs of each plan in great detail. The way we structured the plans are: the first plan, Shield Essential, covers all your major systems. Shield Plus covers all your major systems and all the appliances in the home. And then Shield Complete has both of those, plus it enhances limits and adds coverage to make it the most comprehensive plan. So really, it's just a matter of which plan that they want to choose in that instance. And then again, if they have any questions or anything in the process, just send them directly to us. We'll be there right there for them.
And that is an annual plan, correct?
It is, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just want to verify that to make sure that is the case. And what is the service fee to those plans, if I can ask that as well?
Absolutely, yes. It's $125. So that's we call it a trade call service fee. So that's paid per trade. So if you had an electrical claim and a plumbing claim, 2 trades, you'd have to pay 2 fees for those. But let's say you had a water leak and maybe a water heater issue. That's two plumbing things. You just pay the one fee for the two items there.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense. I want to make sure that agents know that to convey that to their potential clients. So, all right. So let's talk about the app, because I know you're really excited about the AHS app, and you and I have talked about this, and it's really cool. I really like what you can do inside the app. So what can buyers do in there? First of all, and how does it streamline service, maintenance, or education post closing? Like, where is the real advantage in using this app?
Sure. So if you can imagine just having an expert in your back pocket. So you've already downloaded the app onto your phone, and you're able to manage everything with your home warranty right on there. And then the moment you have something come up in the house, go to the app and click Start Video Chat. And within minutes, you're connected to one of our experts. These are our employees, by the way. And they all have, on average, around 19 years of experience in their respective trade. So if I may, I'll just give you a couple examples of how I used it. And one of them, I was a little embarrassed about it, if I'm being honest, Jason, but that my wife had come home and the garage door opener wasn't working. And it was working. It was just moving up up and down very slowly. So I pulled the cord to see if it was the door, and the door was operating fine. So I knew that wasn't it. And then I said, oh, it just must be the opener. But I had then connected to an expert because I was unsure. In minutes, I connected with the expert, and he said, oh, no, it's operating like that because it's on battery backup power. He goes, do you have a GFCI outlet in the garage? And I go, well, I think so. He says, let's find it. So we find it. And he says, all you got to do is just press the reset button. And I hit the reset button, and the garage door worked fine. So I know it was a little silly, but the thing is I didn't have to pay a service fee, right? And I didn't have to find the contractor either. The expert helped me solve that issue. I had another one where, again, the washer broke, and I connected with the expert. And in 12 minutes, he troubleshooted by having me press buttons on the washer what was going on with it. He figured out it was the cold water valve. And so that led me to the part. And then at that point, the homeowner, we're seeing around 20% of the time, right, that they can the expert will lead them to fix it themselves, or show them how to do it.
See, to me, that's such a huge advantage. And I can think, if you're like me, then you are the least handiest person on the planet, probably, because I mean, I know homes, but fixing things is not my forte. All right, I will say my wife is probably more handy than I am in that department. I'm ashamed to say that, but this is where if I had something like that in the house without paying that service fee, and I know I could go on the app, I could call up an expert and have them walk me through it. Even I can do that, or at least I say I can do that. I mean, I guess we'll see. But I do think that is a huge, huge advantage. And yeah, go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say just two other things as well. It's not just things that are related to the home warranty necessarily. Like the handy person expert, as an example, could show you or guide you through how to do something. So you think about a buyer moving into a house, how many questions might they have about how to do anything in the house or how to operate something, right? So it doesn't have to be for something that's necessarily broken. They could just want advice, or maybe they got a quote from a contractor about something and they want to know, is that price seem maybe fair and in line, or how would you handle this situation? What would you do?
So selfishly, along those lines, I'm just going to ask you. Let's say I have an investment property. I put a home warranty on that. I have some tenants that are living there. They don't know how to fix any, and I will. This is from personal experience. They really don't have an idea on how to fix anything. Could I have me or potentially the tenants use the app to talk to an expert? Is that a scenario that can take place if I have the warranty under my name?
Yeah, on the Property management side, you certainly could, because if you had the property protected, the app would follow the owner of the property.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the tenant necessarily, just because they're not the owner. And then they would be connecting with the expert, and the owner would have to be the ultimate, I guess, authorizer of anything that would happen there.
Okay.
So yeah, it would follow the owner though. But
Either way, I can take advantage of it as the owner.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
And you know what? Yeah, that's a great point, Jason, because it follows you everywhere you go, right? So, I mean, you have it all the time, right?
Yeah,
right on your phone.
And if I have someone calling me and saying, how do I fix this? I can say, hold on for a minute. I'll get right back to you and call the expert and get that information. So it comes in handy like any way you slice it. So I want to know, like, when we do that virtual video chat, right, and we have an expert come on, when do you think is it appropriate to do the video chat first as the right step?
In certain instances, they certainly could have to place the claim right away. What I've seen personally, though, is that I've connected with them right away anyways, because why not? Because there's no cost to do so, and you can do it an unlimited amount of time. So if maybe you get a quick answer or a quick confirmation that, yeah, you need to place a claim for that item right away, right? But you mentioned sort of needing something in a pinch or an emergency. Maybe it's a Friday night or a Saturday and your client's AC goes out. Isn't it great just to be able to have access to an expert at that time? And they're there from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week, Eastern Standard Time.
Wow.
So even on holidays as well.
And I'm thinking, like, just in my mind, we talked about first-time home buyers, right? They tend to not know about home ownership. And let's just say, like you said, it's a Friday night. All of a sudden, their water heater starts leaking. And they don't know where the main shutoff valve is, right? Or the shutoff valve for the water heater. They can call or go into the app, have an expert actually show them where it is in the house, right?
That's a great point. Absolutely. Yeah. Where's the shutoff valve? How do I figure out where it's at? Absolutely.
I think that's great extra protection. I'm just thinking of just practical real world examples that you would probably come across and why you should be using this. And it has many applications, but I think that really that's going to be your bread and butter, at least from my point of view. I would love to have that on my end, especially as a newer homeowner that just hasn't experienced that yet.
Absolutely. When you're considering which warranty in the transaction, that can be a big differentiator, right? In terms of just having that access.
Yeah, and again, we talk about not only the home warranty, but on your website, you have a ton of special benefits. I was actually on there messing around the other day and seeing, I'm like, why have I not taken advantage of this yet? So from the AHS Rekey program, the smart thermostat, security camera installs, to even TV mounting and streaming device setup. Can you talk about a few of your popular ancillary services and how people can take advantage of them?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You were talking earlier about, once you had fixed all the things in your house, you didn't really necessarily need the warranty anymore, right? And we're putting things into our home warranty product that still is adding value for the homeowner, the app, the virtual experts, the things that you just mentioned, to be able to do other things to help you stay a member of American Home Shield. And if I may take just one of those things, it's the HVAC upgrade program. So what we're doing is we're passing along our purchasing power to your client in order to be able to go through our company to get a new HVAC system. I literally just yesterday had a scenario where a quote was provided retail for I think it was around $15,000. And I just asked, what would that cost us, the same system? And it came in less than $8,000.
Wow.
So, albeit that is just one scenario, it can change a lot. So it's not going to be necessarily that dramatic of a discount every time. But really, if a homeowner needs to replace their system, call us first, give us a shot to see if we can help save your client money. An agent called the other day too, and they called and said, the HVAC system failed. Can we still get the warranty to cover it? Unfortunately, we had to say, no, we can't do that. But let's still get the warranty because it's going to cover everything else that it covers and go through the upgrade program to see if we can save the client money. And it absolutely saved them a lot of money from paying what they would retail cost. So the program is going very well. And because of our purchasing power, things cost a lot less than they would retail.
Yeah, I think it's the small perks that come along with this, right? That we need to know the full range of services and options, because I think a lot of people are going to say, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't know that you could do that through the home warranty. And I think, again, that's why I'm having you on the podcast today, is to talk about some of these other items that you could potentially use the warranty for, or American Home Shield will do for the potential client, that will save them time, money, and make sure that everything is done efficiently. So I think that's a really good point that you're making there about the HVAC system. I needed you probably about a year ago, too late for me, but hopefully someone out there can take advantage of it. So go ahead, Bob.
Just real quick, Jason, I wanted to tell you that in the app, right on the bottom of the screen, those offers that you mentioned, they're right there. So the homeowner can easily access all the offers that you just mentioned right on their app.
That's great. And again, seeing that itemized list of what you offer, there is true value there. So I would say to anybody, take advantage of that, right? For our clients or for yourselves. So I want to ask you, speaking of just when we're out there in the field, we're marketing these things, what type of co-marketing tools, training, or concierge support does AHS offer to help agents present the warranty, number one? And what can we do to set expectations and drive post-close loyalty and referrals?
Definitely. Well, the first is that what I mentioned earlier about us having our field sales team available for you. We have market managers all throughout the country to be a resource for you for any questions that you have or anything that you may need. On the actual site, on our realtor site at pro.ahs.com, realtors can manage their account and all their orders right in the site. And on there, they have access to all of our marketing materials too that they can share. So from a training aspect, our application, our brochure, our seller benefits and buyer benefits, flyers, and other training material is easily accessible just right there on the site. Also, from a welcome call standpoint, when a buyer moves into a house, we're making a call to that buyer to welcome them to American Home Shield. So that also helps with helps the agent from an education standpoint, because we're letting them know that your warranty, how to register their warranty. Also, just what's available. Would they like to upgrade anything or add options to the warranty as well? Additionally, there's a renewal discount that the agent, if they set up that online account on pro.ahs.com, when the homeowner comes up with their for renewal, their first anniversary. I know agents like to do this, where they'll send a happy anniversary to their client at the year mark. Well, if you register on the site, you can actually share a $200 off promo for their client to renew the warranty. So it's giving them something of value to go ahead and renew it after that first year.
That's great. That's really excellent. I mean, obviously, anytime you can present them with a coupon for $200, basically, that's going to be a good thing. I wanted to ask you, and I think you may have touched upon this earlier, that let's just say from a seller point of view, I'm representing a seller. I'm going to get seller coverage. We're going to offer a potential buyer a 1-year home warranty as a marketing tool, but my clients want to offer more of a basic warranty. Can the buyers add on to that warranty at the time of settlement, or maybe, post settlement? Can they add basically riders onto it? Can they go to a different plan?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Pennsylvania, as an example, the 525 is the base plan, the Shield Essential, and then you would just add a small fee for seller coverage on top of that. And that's going to cover the major systems for the seller during the list period. And then if the buyer wants to upgrade to Shield Plus or Shield Complete, then they can go ahead and pay the difference at closing. The cost can be split up however which way they want to do that in the negotiation.
Okay, that's excellent. That's always good to know, because I know from a buyer standpoint, when I represent buyers, I always say you may want to add on to this and have more coverage. It's always a good thing, especially that first year you're in the home. You don't know what you're walking into in many cases, and so you want to have that extra protection to obviously the warranty. So
and the welcome call can help with that too. So when they make the welcome call, they can give them the opportunity to upgrade at that time as well.
Excellent. All right. So Bob, I'm going to ask you a question about your time at AHS, your personal involvement with warranties. So I want to know, since you're the Northeast Region Director at AHS, number one, do you currently have an AHS warranty on your own property? Number one. And number two, is the answering service tired of hearing from you filing claims? They're like, yes. Oh, great, it's Bob again. Great,
Yeah, absolutely. I've had it forever, and yes, I do use it just like you did, Jason, and you're 5 times. So yeah, I use it a lot. So
I would think you have to practice what you preach, right? You gotta be.
You have to. Claims. Yeah, know how it works in and out, right? And you know what? To that point, we welcome agents to get it on their own home like you did, and there's a $50 off realtor discount to do that. And you can pay monthly, and your buyers can pay monthly as well. So if the buyer wants to get protection, they can sign up and pay monthly rate from the closing date, and we can help with that.
I did see that. And I think obviously that is a huge help as well for those that are a little cash strapped coming into a new property. You can do a monthly payment, which is excellent. And re-upping that warranty at a reduced price is excellent. So Bob, it was great. I know we talked a little bit before we came on the podcast and getting to know you a little bit. I like I said, I'm not going to hold it against you that you're a Pittsburgh fan. But we'll let that slide for the time being. But I respect. I was going to say I begrudgingly respect people that represent their city and root for the home team. So, Bob, it was great to get to know you a little bit. Thanks for doing this today with me. And where can people go online, find out more about AHS, or where do you want to direct them to learn more about the product?
Absolutely. So if the realtor site would be the best place to go, pro.ahs.com. So that will give you everything you need to have your access to your own account, all the materials we talked about and information. And also your local market manager is a great resource. So we want to be there for you every step of the way. Again, you're out there selling real estate. Our job's to partner with you and help you with anything that should come up related to the home warranty. So we'll be there for you.
Awesome. And this is one of those things that goes hand in hand with our business. And again, this is something that agents need to know about. Use it to your advantage. And hopefully, Bob, we'll be seeing each other again in the future at some point. In fact, I may see you sooner rather than later.
That's right. I think we'll see each other in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, it was great talking to you. Thank you for your time today. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Jason. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
You too. Thanks, Bob.
All right.
That was the conversation with Bob Davoli this week from AHS. I thank Bob for joining us on today's episode. To me, this is one of those topics that we need to know about. A home warranty can be a great listing tool, as we discussed. It can save a deal, quite frankly. We need to know the ins and outs of these home warranties, what they offer, what our clients would be receiving, how we can use it to our advantage when marketing a property. So this is great information. And the biggest thing to me, of course, is that app that Bob talked about where you can talk to a professional. It's a huge value add we can give to our clients, especially buyers when they get in their property, and inevitably they will have a problem with their home. That comes with home ownership. If they can use that app to video chat with a professional on the other end, and it's not going to cost them money to have a service vendor come out to the property, that's a great place to start. And I know that my buyers will absolutely love using that video app on the other end. So that's a real differentiator for your clients. It's something worth looking into, along with AHS and what they can offer in terms of buyers, sellers, our customers, and even yourselves. Take advantage of AHS and look into it further. Well, that's the episode this week. We will be back in another couple of weeks with a new topic, a new guest, and as always, if you want to hear something we haven't covered yet, please reach out to me, jason.ostrowski@foxroach.com. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to the podcast yet or left us a review, please do so. It helps us to reach more people. Once again, this is Jason Ostrowski saying stay safe out there, stay selling, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Everything Real Estate Podcast.